rocking and rolling here. I don't have, obviously we came off of a big training last week, so I don't have anything super big today. I was more wanted to see what you guys had, what's going on, what questions do we have, if any at all. We can kind of take it from there. So I'll throw it to the floor first, and then I might start picking on some people.
Well, we got another senior transition lead. We got the contract signed for the first one, and then we got our funding approved the way we wanted it, thank God, because they were giving us a hard time and it was costing us money on the back end, but they've got everything covered, so we're happy about that. And then we have another lead that's a little more difficult because they're hard to get. We were there yesterday with our contractor and they didn't show up they weren't there at the house. So we're going back again tomorrow. We seem to have found one senior transition sales manager who seems to be our faucet right now. We don't want to hold off on just one. We're hoping to get maybe one or two more, but right now he seems to be feeding us pretty good, and we'll see how things go.
How did that relationship come about? Talk a little bit about that.
It was the networking events that they do here, like each of these nursing communities and assisted living and independent living. They're trying to fill their empty spots. So they have networking breakfasts or networking lunches every month at different times of the month, at different days of the month, but once a month. And they invite all the placement agents. They invite the real estate agents, and they invite people from other places. You know, just because you run an independent living doesn't mean you can't use a nursing home. So they invite people from there, and we just try to show up every chance we get. And this happened to be one connection that we made. We're still doing our networking with them with LeadVault, with a lot of text messages and stuff like that. But this seems to be the right approach. Again, we're just so lucky with this, but we're looking for more.
So Sal, what is his or her specific position within the assisted living community?
He's the sales manager for the one assisted living facility.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's
not the business office manager, the sales manager.
No, in fact, Chris and I went there this morning. We dropped off a bunch of our brochures because he asked us to, and he introduced us to the front office staff, the office manager, and everything else. We gave cards. We set up a lunch for next month. We're keeping our face in front of them. We're keeping our message in front of them. Obviously we did one before. We're doing one now that's very difficult. That was our test with them. We seem to have passed the test. So at least, as you and I know, Lauren, I mean, we think what happened with Mom's house is that he had one faucet, you know. Well,
don't even go there with me today,
Yeah.
please.
Okay, so we won't go there, but we found the one, but we're not waiting, and we're not hoping on that one. We're gonna move forward with others.
Yeah, so can I jump in, Sean? All right.
Go ahead.
All right, so a couple of months ago, probably back in February, I met somebody at one of those events who was an individual care home provider. So in Texas, as you know, you can have, if you have less than 4 people, you don't have to be licensed. So he is a master networker, and he just owns one care home. But he's master networker. He freaking knows everybody. So I am now sponsoring his events. He's holding them every other month. So we're doing our 3rd one at the end of June.
Excellent.
Yeah, so we got our first lead off of that. But unfortunately, it was in Fort Worth, and it was just a regular realtor listing. It wasn't, the house was in excellent shape. I mean, it'll sell in 5 days probably, but at least it's starting to work. And he's given me a bunch of other leads now, even out of state, which is fine, because with our old, you know what, network, you know, I have people everywhere. So that's cool too. So I just threw that
That's
lead,
great.
threw that lead to somebody else, because it was somebody who wanted to start a care home and they just wanted to lease a house. There's no money in that. So I don't take any referrals on stuff like that, because it's piddly money.
Lauren, you and I, we share our leads when they go to other cities and stuff like that without a
Absolutely,
problem.
absolutely.
I think the big message here was the multiple kinds of contacts, the consistency of the contact. I mean, at one point, you know, in March, Chris was saying, Dad, I'm not sure if this is working. I think this is bullshit. And I said, you know,
Takes
with
time.
it's just, you have to keep showing up. And then
Yep.
all of a sudden, last month, so that's April, I started going, I kept going to these things, and all of a sudden they said, oh, you're Sal, oh, your son's Chris. Oh, you guys, what is that? Ohana, you guys buy the house? I said, yeah, we do that. Then I knew that the message was starting to get through. So we didn't slow down. We actually sped it up. And I think, and Lauren, you're seeing this too. I think it just goes to marketing, Sean. You just got to keep saying it, got to keep doing it, keep reminding them. And I'm hoping, shoot, I mean,
Was this guy one that you met and dumped into the workflow that you have built?
yes,
Would you
Yeah,
mind if
yeah.
I shared the screen and show a little bit of that workflow or no?
sure, we're still working on it, but go ahead. Yeah, yeah. And it's a senior transition process. We did a lot of videos. Well, I'll let Sean explain it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's your workflow, so it's kind of
Yeah,
your baby
we-
here, but just
we
so
Oh,
vid- we-
actually,
this is what Sal's meaning when he says multiple touches, right? Multiple different ways of getting this message and being very, very consistent
We
with their
did
message. They
12
go to these
videos.
events, they get people's information, and then they dump them into here, and then they continue to show up, which is why they're starting to probably draw the correlation.
I mean, we
Sal,
do the
just-
corny things. We wear our shirts. We have a name tag that says Sal and Chris. We do all the stupid things, and but you know, I mean, we did this in pharma. It's standard, typical marketing. You just
Uh-huh.
repeat it over and over again, and I'm used to that. You know, my son wasn't, and he was. You know, that's part of the marketing experience. I'm hoping this sticks, and I'm hoping it grows. And Lauren, like I said, I'm in the same boat. You're in.
yeah, you know what? So here's my challenge, right? So Curtis, that house that I posted in your group,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was the house that I went on the listing appointment, but my challenge with that, Sal, was that I was out of town when that lead came in. So one of my realtor partners took the lead. And she kind of screwed it up, so I didn't even get the listing, because she was I was horrified. She was so unprepared at the listing appointment. Anyway, neither here nor there. If I would have been happy turning that into a listing, because it would have been super easy. The
Sure,
house was
yeah.
clean and painted, and that's my whole thing. It's like, I am a realtor, so I'll just do what's best for the client. I don't care. But I even lost the damn listing because I was out of town and she wasn't prepared. So I got to put in standard operating procedures for that, because there's no way I should have lost that.
Well, one of the things we learned, Sean, I apologize, but one of the
Yeah.
things we learned, and this is good marketing, we kept our message short and simple.
Yeah.
When we stand up and there's like 15 or 20 of us, and we have breakfast, or they have a lunch set up in the facility, and everybody gets 2 minutes to stand up and say who they are. And so you got 2 minutes to basically be remembered. And there are other people there, like people who are trying to do reverse mortgages, trying to do trusts and everything else. And I just stand up and say, we buy houses flat. We don't do reverse mortgages. We don't do trusts. We don't do this, because what we've learned is that the adult children, when they hear that, they get very nervous about their parents' money. So we don't do any of that fancy stuff. We'll either buy it or we won't buy it. And that seems to resonate, you know, and even like in the postcards that we sent you, Sean, we're crossing out the cash statement, because it doesn't matter to them, you know. I mean, we got a house right now, we're going to see tomorrow. They're in personal bankruptcy. They haven't got a pot to piss in. Their car broke down by the medical center, which is 30 miles away, and they couldn't meet our appointment. And these are like 75-year-olds that both have heart conditions. And The sales manager gave me the sales pitch. He said, "You're going to die at home if you don't get to you don't get to a assisted living, and we're here to help you get there."
You want to run through this real fast? We're not going to go into each
Sure.
message and that kind
Yeah.
of stuff, but just kind of give everybody the high level, overview, what you guys built this for. Obviously, you meet the placement agent, you've got their contact information now. You get back, you dump
Well,
them
what-
into here. What's kind of
right.
the purpose?
The purpose of this is that we found out is that placement agents don't say, "I'm looking for someone to buy a house" on Google. They are just, they just get these communications. So it's text messaging. Okay, and you see what we put there. And then we follow up with this video link, which basically is just us basically saying the same thing, just we do it verbally. And then we send them an email, just in case they don't get the first message, they don't click on the thing, they get an email from us that basically says the same thing. Then we wait, we just keep repeating this. And then we send this in this STS choice, and Sean to see it. All it is at first we were getting a lot of people giving us properties that Lauren was mentioning that are beautiful homes. They're in great shape. And we're saying we're looking for the ugly house. So we give them a comparison. We say, does the house look like this? Call Ohana. Does the house look like this? Call a realtor. And we let them check off the list. And that's the choice option. And then we just keep repeating it. I mean, it's nothing fancy. We just keep repeating, but look how long it is. I mean, we keep going.
I think I was looking at this earlier and you guys have, right here,
Yeah,
like 58.
yeah.
So this is the 16, is this a 16-week or it just goes on
You
forever?
know what? I think it's more like a I think it's a 16-week, maybe longer. And then we wait about a month and then we just repeat it again.
Right, because these are professionals that are in the field, so you're just going to have to stay in front of them all the time, all year long, yeah?
Oh yeah, we're going to stay with them all the time. And eventually they're going to separate themselves. Those that don't answer or don't open this up, and we'll have the data to show it. And then we're going to have to try something different. But right now, just from me showing up, I'm sitting there going, okay, well, this might be working, you know? And Laura, you see that, all you need is one. Go ahead. Oh yeah, this is it. Yeah.
This is what Sal was talking about. We actually just recreated this because they're getting their dope account up and running with the deal machine and that kind of stuff. This is actually going to be something they can use as a handwritten note. On the back of it, it'll have whatever they want to type. But this is what he was talking about, where it's kind of like, here's the situation, or here's the question. If you're answering yes for this column, or if you're answering over here, it kind of guides you to say, who should I call, a realtor or call Ohana Legacy?
And we work with someone that's certified realtor, in senior transition, like Lauren is also on both sides. And we don't have a problem saying, we're going to refer you over to them. And again, it's all the perception of us wanting to help the client.
Wouldn't you want to make I know it says immediate to less than 30 days. Wouldn't you want to put that as 90 days to immediate?
Sometimes 90 days in this environment, not necessarily in the inherited home, but in the senior transition home, 90 days is a lifetime.
Okay.
So we're talking about a week sometimes. And I think the one we do for the senior transition, which we're not using for Dope 360, says, 30 days or more. Okay. And that's the reason, because we're talking about people potentially falling down and dying, within a week. So they have to move quickly. The house we got a contract on the day before Memorial Day, we're closing June 14th. The guy's moving in June 1st. He's going to get paid on the 16th and he's going to start paying his bill.
I think the big thing to take from this is the consistency of just constantly showing up, right? Constantly showing up, meeting after meeting after meeting, which is face to face. But in the meantime, we've got this back end system running that they're continuously getting something from you, every week to 10 days. So in between the meetings, they're still starting to hear more about Ohana Legacy. They're starting to put this name and face together so that when, Sal, you walk in 3 months later that person's all of a sudden like, ah, I know exactly who you are. I've been watching your videos, or I've been reading your information, or I was on your website, whatever the case, because you're constantly keeping a very systematic, consistent message in front of the same audience, and you're consistently showing up as the business owner, right? As the one that says, hey, I care, to these meetings. And it's, the proof's in the pudding when you open up a call and you say, hey, we just locked up another one.
Well, again, and not more than this, but it's working, and these networking events are like the middle week of the month is where there's 3 of them in 1 week. So I just adjust my schedule. The rest of the time they're one-offs. I've got one Friday morning. That's the only one this week. But I'm on the network. and every city has a senior advisory or senior networking thing where you can find all these events. And the next thing we're doing now is scraping Facebook for these personal care homes, Lauren, is PCHs, which are less than 7 or 8 people. They actually take an individual home and they make a bunch of bedrooms out of it, and it's a nursing home. Well, they need people to go in there too. So that's our next step. We're going to treat them like placement agents, but we got to figure out a better way. But at least we have a solid address. With these placement agents, that's why the postcards won't work for them. They don't have a direct address, right, Lauren? I mean, we've sent letters and I've had most of them returned to me.
No, and they change jobs like they change their underwear, so.
Right. Hopefully often.
So you just
I have
don't
a
use that
friend who
tactic for
literally
that
has been at
particular.
5 different places this year.
Yep. Sorry, Sean.
You just don't use that particular tactic.
Right.
Is all for that
Yeah.
that piece, right? But phone numbers don't change, or they do. But right, we can always get phone numbers. We can always get emails. I'd be curious. You say you're starting to scrape Facebook for these. Have you played the LinkedIn game? Have you scrubbed LinkedIn, looked for
Not
these
yet,
placement
but
agents on LinkedIn, or the homes that you were talking about? I'd look there too, because I have a feeling, right, it's a little bit more professional platform.
right. And the thing is that there's more personalized attention to these patients, and it looks more like a home rather than an institutionalized situation. And there are people going around doing workshops on how to buy a house, convert it into one of these personal care homes, and then make money. And I mean, they're doing it. I see it, and it's so it's just another option for us.
You don't know one of the domains to the video pages, do you? If not, I can grab one.
Uh,
Custom field. SDS placement agent landing page. This is number 8. Here we go.
and Chris and I flip-flopped when we did these, so I don't know which one you'll see, but
Doesn't matter which one. I just want to show.
Yeah, yeah,
everybody.
that's fine.
All right, you see Sal's smiley mug right there, right?
I even shaved for this one.
Share sound. There it is. Okay. So you can see, I mean, there's not much to it, right? These are the links, each text message and email. I think you have what, 8 or 9 of these. It's like agent -1, -2, -3, whatever, up to 8, 9, 10, something like that, right?
12.
So up to 12. Okay. But you can see each one of them is just a page on his site. It's not visible anywhere. They have to get that link sent directly to them to be able to, we call it a hidden page. It's there. It's just not in the navigation anywhere to it. But this particular video, is talking about, want to place more clients, check out this video. Here's some of the, stuff about it. And it's not super elaborate, high end.
Are you a senior placement agent needing a way for your clients to pay for the care they need? Do you want to increase your revenue and grow your business? Then we're here to help. As certified senior transition specialists, we can help you place more clients and increase your profits. By partnering with us, you can offer your clients a quick and hassle-free way to sell their home and move into a senior living community. Here's how it works. We buy the home in need of repairs and major upgrades, and we can close in as little as 10 days. This means you can offer your clients a service that is a fast and easy way to sell their homes without having to worry about repairs or the hassles of a traditional sale like scheduling, showings, open houses, and dealing with multiple strangers coming in and out of the senior's home. Not only does this provide a valuable service to your clients, but it can also increase your revenue. When you refer a client to us, you can be sure we will treat them the Ohana Legacy way, like family. You can earn more money while providing a better service to your clients, all for free. So if you want to grow your business and increase your revenue, partner with us today. It costs you and your clients nothing. Contact us to learn more about how we can help place more clients and increase your profits. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to hearing from you soon.
I'm assuming this takes them to a form for them to fill out to say, hey, I want to talk, right? Very simple, very easy, but each video has a different topic to it. It's a 12-part series over the course of weeks, right? These slowly get trickled out to those people that he's dumping into it, which in essence, you're just building your own list by going to these events, collecting business cards, doing what you do, right? Smiling, shaking hands, kissing babies, all that kind of stuff.
It just takes going. I mean, even if they just open it and watch the first 10 seconds and disconnect, I mean, they already heard the message, they already heard what they need to hear. And then we're going to bomb them again,
Cool. Anybody else have questions or thoughts or anything for Sal on that? Now we can shift, see if anybody else has any questions for themselves. Appreciate you going pretty in depth there, Sal, on that, and congrats on yet another lead that's looking promising.
Hey Sal, are you guys using the Chat GPT and the teleprompter stuff to put all that stuff together? Or
Actually, yeah.
still-
Yeah, and then we take the Chat GPT and we adjust it. We make it shorter. We adjust it to use more humanitarian terms and stuff like that. And we use the teleprompter that Sean recommended at the Harvest Investor Harvest. I forgot what the app was, but we use that one. Yeah.
Big Views one. There's all kind of teleprompter apps that you can put on your phone.
Yeah, I just Google.
I mean,
Go to the App Store and type teleprompter.
Yeah, you could see I was looking right into it, and it's perfect because it's right on the phone, and it doesn't look like hi there,
Does it work with you, or it's just like a constant scroll?
You can adjust it.
Just the speed.
You can adjust the speed, and you can fix it. You can adjust it afterwards. We, depends on how tired we are that day. We might be talking a little slower, and don't get me wrong, that probably took 3 takes. Okay.
That was
we
my
get
next
so-
question.
Yeah, it took about 3 takes, and then, God damn, I can't believe I messed that up right at the end, and I got to start all over again. And we're not good enough to, edit that all out. So we just start from the beginning. And, so anyway, it just takes a little practice, but the result was good enough. It's not perfect, like Sean says, but it's a hell of a lot better than what we used to do.
And then it's saved on your YouTube channel, and then just send the link over to
Yeah.
Guys.
Yeah. I mean, it was a
Actually,
lot
no,
easier.
you're using Wistia on these. You're not using, the first one that Chris sent is on Wistia.
Okay.
Yeah, these are all saved on Wistia.
Okay. All right. Then that's the one we're using.
Your last one was saved on YouTube. That's why I went to that end screen. But
Right.
I did tell Chris to start using Wistia. Matter of fact, we have a link that I think gets you guys a discount. If you guys are interested, hit me up. I'll find that link for
Okay.
you.
Yeah. Chris listens to Sean a lot more than I do. So.
But Wistia gives you the ability to store the photos and hard embed them in, and you have a little bit more control because you're not reliant on YouTube. This isn't something that we need the YouTube component from an SEO aspect. Remember, these are hidden pages. We're just driving traffic at it. That's what we like to use Wistia for, those type of things, because I don't want them getting distracted. I want them watching that one video. When it ends, I don't want it showing an end screen and them suddenly going and watching whatever YouTube just suggested. Now they forgot what I just said, right?
Mhm.
We don't need the SEO factor of YouTube, so Wistia is a great cloud server for videos that actually give you a little bit more control.
Well, what we're learning right now is we have 2 markets. And we think we're pretty specific with the probate and then the senior transition. What we didn't expect, which we're learning, and Sean and Roger are helping us, is that not only with those 2 markets, but we had to segment and specialize how we hit our targets. Because it's 2 different approaches, even though it's a multi-touch. On one end, you don't have viable mailboxes, so you can't send letters, you can't send postcards, you can't even send emails because they're not accurate, but you got phone numbers. On the other side with probate, you got everything. So we're segmenting what we're spending our money on marketing wise now too. And most of it's going towards probate because the STS side, quite frankly, you saw the senior transition side is being taken care of with Lead Vault and what we've done.
Cool. Anybody else got something?
Hey,
No?
Sean, Terry. So, our list for out-of-state owners, what, as we were kind of talking about, does that need to be cleaned up at all before it goes to DOPE, or does DOPE take a look at it then and deal with what they need to deal with, or how does that work?
Well, no, you have to upload a clean list.
Okay.
You can't just send them a bunch of trash and tell them to figure it
Well,
out.
We got it from the title company. So do I need to clean it or do something with it before it goes to DOPE then?
You just need to clean it as far as we don't need to be uploading a bunch of stuff that doesn't need to be in there. So, you know, their first name, their last name, their address line 2, the city, the state, the zip. Those are the important things.
Okay. All right. Got it.
Now,
Okay.
what their software will do, as when you upload the list, creates the list, and then let's say we're going to create a campaign off of that list and we're going to fire it off. What it will do is prior to actually sending that piece of mail, whether it's the handwritten note, whether it's the postcard, before firing it, it will correlate that against the USPS database. And if it's a incorrect address or, you know, something that's going to cause it to not be delivered, return to sender, change of address, whatever the case, it's supposed to catch that and minimize how many of these return to senders happen.
Okay. Sounds good.
Good question, though. Anybody else got something?
Nope.
No?
Well, I almost had a house demoed. My
Almost had a house demoed?
My Atlanta nightmare, Bob. Code enforcement wanted to demo my damn house because I haven't repaired it because I still haven't gotten the $155,000 insurance check.
Oh, I see what you're
Nice. That sounds like fun.
Oh, that was my last week. Yep.
That's been dragging out a while.
2 years. And Ebony is still at it, screwing people. No, oh, don't even get me started. Mine would have been salvageable and I would not have lost money had these stupid attorneys and courts not taken so long, but now I'm like borderline. Just ridiculous. I don't have a court date until September and the code enforcement gave me 30 days to fix the roof. So now I have to shell out 60 grand to fix it because I don't have the insurance money. I don't have a choice now, you know, sucks.
I guess I'm not asking you to borrow any money.
Oh, no, you can ask. I have a bunch sitting in, that's my other drama. So the city of DeSoto decided to close down for the summer. So June 27th, we'll probably get our plat approved, but then we can't do anything else until September. So that money's just sitting there. So yeah, no, I got money.
Okay, maybe calling you.
Is
Call me, Sal.
is it cheaper to demo that place and sell the land than to put the roof? Shit.
Not New Orleans. I'm sorry,
No, this
Atlanta,
is-
not Atlanta.
Atlanta,
Not
Atlanta.
Atlanta. Yeah,
That sucks. Yeah, we should talk. I got questions for you for 2 locations.
For those interested in the chat, I found the link to Wistia. I believe you get a free trial out of this, and after I forget what the free trial is actually off the top of my head. You could run on the free account for quite a while, and then once you hit, I think it's 5 or 6 or 8 videos loaded to it, something like that, then it goes to $20 a month or $24 a month or something like that. It's not very expensive.
I'll ask Chris when I see him later.
What I like about it, why we started using Wistia more for certain storage of videos and use on landers. I'll pull one of my videos up and show you. Actually, this is one I just shot earlier today and got done. So you see how I'm able to change colors. I could play with under the customize aspect. I'm able to play with the actual appearance, changing the color scheme of this so it can fit your branding, which you don't have that with YouTube, right? It's always going to look like YouTube's branding on there. The other one that I really like about it, why we started, notice how it looks like I'm already talking, the video's playing, and it keeps looping. When we embed this is the way that it looks on the landing page. And you're able to control that on the thumbnail. Whereas YouTube, you just have to upload a static image. Whereas here, we can go in and say, hey, no, I want to create a video thumbnail and go ahead and start it at 5 seconds and it runs for 5 seconds. So play from 5 seconds to 10 seconds of this video. It looks like I'm already kind of talking, which naturally gravitates people to want to click the play button and this little volume button. Either one will turn it on because it's like, I can't hear them. And they start clicking, right? Because they think the video's already playing. So
It's instead of having that stupid picture that gets locked on the still where you're like, "Ugh."
exactly. There's a lot of other stuff in here that you can do. Those are the 2 big features that I use. We're able to turn off in the paid version. Under the free version, you can't, but in the paid version, you're able to get rid of. Notice it doesn't say Wistia anywhere on here. So you're able to get rid of the Wistia branding, whereas YouTube, we're always seeing the YouTube brand, on there. And then the other big one is, like I said, when this video ends, that's it. There's no sudden pop-up of, hey, you should also watch this, because that's what their search history's been telling them. And that's, again, if we need YouTube from an SEO aspect, because it's going on a page that we're trying to check as many SEO boxes as possible, YouTube, unlist it. There's a little bit of a workaround. I've taught this in the past. Create a playlist, because then it tends to try to recommend the rest of your playlist, not other videos outside the playlist. But for other things that you're not worried about SEO wise, this is actually a preferred. It's kind of what we've been using like crazy as of late. I can actually show you my Investor Harvest members. You're going to be getting this link here pretty soon.
Mm.
Go.investor harvest. That's that video right there on a live page. You can see once it loads, that's where it's at, right? And again, when it ends, there's no end screen that shows suggested videos. Okay. Investor Harvest members, we talked about it a couple weeks ago. It's the upcoming event in July. This is the registration page. We're finalizing some stuff, and we'll be sending that out to you guys. Cool. Anything else? Giselle, I see you're on. Chris, I don't know if you've got anything. Bethany, I don't know if you guys got questions, thoughts, things you want to brainstorm on, get opinions on. Feel free to unmute. Kurt, you got anything?
Not this afternoon.
Well, if nobody else has anything else, then can end the call.